Hey guys, heidi ho, what's going on? It's been a while. I used to be online a lot doing videos, as Steph Wilson would always joke about, but I haven't been on much. I've been just really busy. We have a lot going on, and I just wanted to come hang out and talk about some stuff. Hopefully, some people jump in and hang out. I'm just going to stall a little bit until they do. Um, I have live campaign. I have other campaigns coming up. Have stuff to show you and talk about. And I welcome anybody to come in and bring up any topics you want that are comic related. I'm also gonna throw this in some groups because I would like to hopefully not be talking to myself, although I do that quite often, and at least I never argue with myself. So anyway. Yeah. So I don't know what everybody's up to, what they're doing, but a couple of things. First, the omnibus was fulfilled, and everybody should have received it. There's a backer in Australia that I still have to send it out to tomorrow, and um, Jay Sloan is going to get his omnibus. His what do you call it? His comp, because he did the back cover, and I like to comp. I even comp the letterer when I can. So this is the hardcover. It's pretty thick. It's 420 pages, solid. It's a good weapon if you need it. Jay Sloan on the back, Mike Philbo on the front. I do design the books, but I cannot digitally format them. So thank you to Jason Meadows of Tales from Neurosville fame. For always formatting my books and making them look fantastic. I do appreciate you. There are so many people that help me with things that I can't do that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't do what I do. So thank you. We try to put out professional books all the time. I feel that, this is your representation, right? What you put out there is a representation of you. And it better be quality. People work hard for their money, and it better be quality. So, having said that, we had one person and they left, so I bored them. Sorry. But I'm going to bore you a little more with my current campaign, Papa. I'm going to go into a little more detail about it than I have been, because we have stalled for like 7 days. It hasn't had one single... we had one person donate $1 today. Thank you. But we haven't had anybody really. So I just got to promote a little bit. I know people get tired of seeing Kickstarters getting promoted all over Facebook. I get it. But you know what? If you give me a few minutes, you might actually like what I have to say, and it might intrigue you and interest you. You may go take a look. So without getting into the emotional side of things, Papa, I wrote the story. It was a 110-page, 5-chapter graphic novel. I wrote it last year, not realizing I was actually writing about myself and my father. Long story short, my father read the script, and he's not a comic book guy, and he loved it. And my father was having some serious health issues, and he asked if I could get the book out in time, before he seriously got ill or passed away. And I tried, but unfortunately, 15 grand was a lot to ask to get a 110-page done, because I try to pay artists fairly, as best as I can as an indie publisher. So my dad passed away last year, April 9th, and unfortunately, I didn't get the book out in time. So now I'm releasing it in chapters, as book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5. Anyway, so we restructured the actual campaign, and in the trailer you're going to see at the end it says coming to Kickstarter 2024. That's because it never happened, so forgive that, but the trailer stands for what the story's about. So basically, Papa is Bruce Rogers. He's a 75-year-old Vietnam veteran. He's living with his son, his daughter-in-law, and his granddaughter Melody, who's 12. Him and Melody have a close relationship. His son and him are estranged. There's issues there. His son basically feels like that his father is responsible for why he's not happy. He's just working a 9-to-5 that he can't stand, and that he just played it safe his whole life and never pursued his dreams or his happiness, and that he never took risks. because his father was very protective and smothering, and made him anxious. Now, it's an action tale, but it revolves around the fact that we don't always understand our parents, what they're going through, what they're thinking, why they're doing what they're doing. We get mad at them, but we don't always understand. And sometimes when you learn and you understand, maybe you're not so mad anymore. Things can work. Now, my father was not overprotective by any means. He was actually the opposite. I was a man at 13, but it's just the idea of the tumultuous relationship. So Papa, basically, the son is also not happy, and he's jealous that he has this relationship with the granddaughter because he has to work this job he hates. He doesn't. He's always busy, too busy for his daughter. And Papa takes the granddaughter Melody out to a cafe to eat, and the Yakuza put a hit on an Italian mobster who happens to be sitting behind them back in the cafe, and they don't know it. They're just there doing their thing. And when the Yakuza go to take a hit at the mob boss, Papa and the granddaughter get caught in the middle. Chapter 2 goes into it more, where the mob boss winds up abducting the granddaughter, and Papa has to get her back. And Papa doesn't want to kill anybody. This isn't just typical Clint Eastwood. He goes and shoots everybody up. It's a little more intricate than that. It's about how do you save and protect the people you love without crossing that boundary of becoming the villain yourself. And it's been reviewed really well. A lot of the reviews are on the campaign page, and it's been touted as a Silver Age type tale. Now, I didn't think of it that way, but people were raving and saying it's like a Silver Age book with a lot of action, a lot of character-driven story arc, where you really like the characters, and like even the ones that you maybe don't like so much, you learn to understand them, and the dialogue is solid. So a lot of people who read the script really loved Papa. I want everybody to understand, I know you look at this, you see an old man holding a teddy bear. It sounds like some drama based on, my personal issues. I promise you, it is a good, solid story that will keep you entertained. It moves, and moves well, and it has its share of action, and there is a twist in the story that you won't see coming. And that twist is going to be revealed at the end of the first chapter. So if you've pledged on this, you will get to see what that twist is. And then I guarantee you're going to want to go into book 2 after you get that twist reveal. I'm not saying this, but I've been told that I'm great at cliffhangers, and I'm really good at twists people don't see coming. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to tell you that that's what people are saying about me. If you want to find out, I would ask that you pledge. Hey, Charles, how are you? Charles did read the script, and he said, "Hi, Phil, I love the script. It's a great story and really is an exciting book. Thank you." I want everybody to know I don't go to placaters. I didn't go to Charles because he's going to lie to me and just tell me what I want to hear. Charles would be honest, as with the other people that I went to. I don't want people to just tell me I'm good and fluff me when I'm not. I want the honesty, and if it's not working or there's something wrong with it, I want to know. So I'm grateful to people like Charles that took the time to read the script and write a review. And Charles is a comic creator on his own right. He has his Cold Cutter series, which he's fulfilling book 4 right now, and book 5 will be hopefully out, I think, in fall, but that's for Charles to decide and announce. And if you like crime noir or action, gunfights and car chases, I would recommend you go check out Cold Cutter. You can even reach out to Charles and see if he's selling the prior issues between campaigns, and get them from his 4-Speed Studios. Anyway, there's a sea of creators out there, and I know that a lot of times, money's tight, and you're supporting friends, and you're supporting the books you like, and big publishers are using Kickstarter now too. So I get it. I wanted the G.I. Joe omnibus. I wanted the the Transformers omnibus. So I understand the money goes to those places over a book like Papa. I get it. I do. I understand it. But what I would ask you is, even if it's the $7 PDF, even if the book itself is 15 because unfortunately our print costs are high and 11% to Kickstarter, etc. If you would give it a shot, I think you would enjoy it. We are at 2,192, so we're $192 over goal. Thank you so much to everyone. I was very stressed about this for a while. The first week it took us to fund. 51 backers with 10 days to go, so we still got a lot of time left. We have a lot of followers that haven't converted over yet, so I don't know if they're waiting to the end, waiting to see if they have the money, waiting to see if there's something they'd rather spend their money on. I'm not sure. But I will say I would rather them follow and not back until they know that they're going to keep their pledge, as opposed to someone backing and backing out. So thank you for, pledging responsibly, as I say, because it does really devastate us when pledges are backed out, especially when we're not making any money on these things. Anyway, so I kept Papa very simple. I'll show the trailer after, but that was the cover. This was my dad, very, very recent before he died. He was a strong man. He was bench pressing 165 pounds a day at 77 years old. He died of cancer. That was my dad in Vietnam. He was actually a twig. He was like a 150-pound twig back then, and that was his company. My father was the radio man, as you can see, which really is the worst, because the first person that they're going to try to kill is the radio man, so he can't call an airstrike or backup. So my dad was the target every time they walked through the jungle anywhere in Vietnam. So for 2 years, he was the target, being the radio man. And, he got a Purple Heart. He got a Medal of Accommodation and quite a few other things because of his efforts in the war, as did many soldiers, and thank you to all of them. This was my dad in his dress blues, I guess they would say. So anyway, and yes, I look a lot like my father. I look in the mirror every day and I miss him. So this is the covers for the upcoming chapters by some great artists, and I'm excited to get this book out. There are samples for you to read. Because I was trying to get it out as a trade paper, as a graphic novel, fast enough for my dad to see it, I have a different artist on each chapter. Again, unfortunately, it didn't happen. Dad passed. But I'm going to keep those artists because I've already invested in some pages. You can read some writing here and look at the art, and you can see how the writing is for you. And you can also see how the art complements the writing and vice versa, which I'm very proud of. I think the artists I work with are phenomenal at facial expressions, body language, helping tell the story through the visual medium that is comics. So this is Alex Sarabia, who does a wonderful job with colors by February Ferdian, and it's lettered by George Medina. And obviously, I gave you boring pages because I can't reveal the spoil. Now, once issue 2 comes out, we can reveal the spoil. It'll be much easier to market this book. It is hard to market a book about an old man with an estranged son relationship because I can't reveal the twist. So it's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. This is chapter 1. Here's a sneak peek of chapter 2. As you can see, she's getting grabbed. Okay. Here's a sneak peek at chapter 3. This is Asaro. Joseph Asaro is the head of the mafia. I wrote so many books, so I forget names now. And his, I think Tommy is his name, is his right-hand guy. Meeting with Papa. Obviously holding his granddaughter hostage. This is chapter 4 with Russ Leach as the artist. And this is chapter 5 with Rod Rodolfo Ramos as the artist. Now, they all have distinct styles, but as you can see, they're all still close enough. It's not jarring. It's not jarring to the stories, and the art is still fantastic. Hey, kitten, how are you? Nobody said anything, so I went live. Give me a little bit. All right, I'm live right now. Love you. Not long. Not that much, no. Love you. That's actually who Melody is fashioned after. My daughter Melanie. Anyway, we are offering newsprint editions of prior books I've done. Arcane Syndicate got really strong reviews. It just fulfilled a few months ago. It's basically the Universal Classic Monsters as a superhero government agency team. The dynamics is a family that has superpowers, and it's the dynamics of a family with dynamic powers. And Withered is a very complicated horror fantasy with angels and demons. And all of them are a newsprint edition at $10. If you're old school and you really enjoy the way comics used to be in the 80s, you can get a newsprint. There is a newsprint option for a Papa as well. Again, it's been touted as a Silver Age classic type tale, so why not put it in a Silver Age classic format of newsprint? Or you could get the modern print with the glossy digital pages, which is fine. Comics are comics, guys. Read them however you can read them. $42 gets you all of these issues, all 4 in newsprint edition. So if you didn't get these books and you'd like to read them, they're all number 1s. Or if you have them but you'd really love to have that newsprint edition because it'll be rare, if you're a collector, go for it. I'm offering my editorial services for $250 up to 5 backers. When I say editorial, not just copy edit. I will not just copy edit your script. I will edit the script for plot holes, details missing, inconsistencies, pacing, etc. I will also edit the drafts, the rough pages that come in from the artist to make sure the consistent camera angles are good, the storytelling is there. I will then edit the full rendered pages to make sure the backgrounds make sense, beards weren't missed, buttons weren't missed, chains weren't missed, whatever. Cars didn't just somehow disappear or reappear, the backgrounds make sense. And then I will edit everything from colors to the final lettering and balloon placement. For $250, that is a steal, but I am really looking to make money to take care of Papa. And of course, even though we funded, I need money to, the shipping is part of that. So hopefully we can go beyond this. And I would like to hopefully have money to go towards chapter 2 so I can get on that early. Papa is not drawn yet other than the 3 completed pages. Alex is going to work on the rough shortly. It's just I haven't had the money. So the campaign is going to fund the money, but Alex can get the book done in drawn in a month. I can get it colored in 2 weeks, lettered in a week or 2. So 2 months, I could probably get the book completed and then printed and shipped out to you. And as you know, no matter what's going on, I always update you on my campaigns. I keep everybody in the loop, and I always fulfill no matter what. All right, then there's the dynamics. That's not the newsprint edition. That's just the regular modern edition. Here's my prose book, The Devil's in the Details. It's 8 short stories or 7 short stories, kind of spiritual, theological fiction. It's nothing preachy, but it's uplifting, and it's about faith, etc. Withered, as I said, was a horror fantasy story. It's ongoing. I'd like to get back to that. And we have original art tiers. Ricardo Silva, who is the artist on Tragedy. As you can see, look at the amazing work he can do, especially if you like pinup girls. Rod Rodolfo, who is drawing chapter 5 of Papa. God willing, we get there. He's worked for major companies like you see here. He's done Battlestar Galactica, and he did G.I. Joe when it was Devil's Due. There's a Tragedy cover, and there's a lot of stuff he's done. And Kevin Stewart, who does a lot of great stuff, especially his horror stuff is great. And this is weird. Again, Kenny is not showing here, but when I go to edit it, Kenny shows up. I don't understand. It's very odd. But Kenny Calderon, who did 2 of the covers here, also has an art tier. And then there's the team. That was me 60 pounds ago, and all the artists on the different chapters. And the inker, Gary Girout, who's doing the first 2 chapters. There's Kenny, Ciao George, And then coming soon, we got Apollo and Light Warriors and other stuff. So that's Papa. It's really pretty cut and dry and simple. I'm hoping that we could get to $3,000. Hey, Brett, what's going on? I'm hoping we can get to $3,000 because then I can pay for this book outright and the shipping and not have to pay out of pocket. And I might even have a couple hundred left over to go towards the next book. I don't care about making money on this book. I just want to fulfill my promise to my dad, and I just want to get it out there. My dad and I didn't have a relationship our whole life, but 3 years prior to his passing, we developed a close relationship, and I finally had the relationship I wanted. Just unfortunately, the fates decided against it. Anyway, I don't tell you this story about my dad because I'm trying to manipulate you emotionally and market through emotion. I'm really not. I'm just being honest and candid about the reasoning behind it. If it's not your thing, it's cool. I get it. You don't have to back just because of, the situation. But if you like action adventure and if you like true comic books from like a silver age, I think you would enjoy this. And I think you're really going to like the twist. I think anybody who gives this book a shot at the last page is going to go, oh, shit. And they're going to really like it. I hope so. It really is a good tale. And it's been reviewed really well. I'm just going to do the video real quick.
Meet Bruce Rogers, a 75-year-old Vietnam veteran who's spending his twilight years living with his son, daughter-in-law, and 12-year-old granddaughter, Melody. Bruce and his son have a strange relationship that has never been resolved. Melody is the light of Bruce's life, as they've formed a bond that never grew between him and his son, Craig. When a threat to Bruce's family arises, this old man must decide what he's willing to do in order to keep his family safe. What would you do? What would you sacrifice for the sake of your family?
It says coming 2024 again. That was when I was going to put out the actual full graphic novel. That never happened, unfortunately. So please ignore that, coming 2024. Thank you to Rob Powers for doing the trailer and the voiceover. Rob also did the logo for Papa, and he's very talented. So thank you to him. What's your question, Brett? Go for it. Yeah, I know Brett and I have similar backgrounds with that. Hey, Rally, what's going on? Always appreciate Rally. I hope you had a great birthday. I know it was last week, and I hope it was a good day. What's your question, Brett? I got you. And thank you, Charles. I think the art is fantastic. Again, we've got Alex Sarabia on book 1, which did a few of the stories in my Diary of Dread. We've got Chow Marcus doing book 2. We've got David River of Arcane Syndicate, so you know how great he is, doing book 3. Russ Leach, who's done Batman stories in the UK, is currently doing The Atlantean with Randy Zimmerman, which is Cull, I believe. Fantasy art, the great magazines there. So check out what they're doing on chapter 4. And Rod Rodolfo, who did do a horror story in Diary of Dread for me as well, doing chapter 5. So you're not going to go wrong with the art, and I really don't think you're going to go wrong with the writing, and I really think you're going to enjoy this book. But I ask that you give it a shot and find out. If you're not following, maybe you jump on and follow and hit this remind me button, so that way when the campaign is close to ending, it'll send you an alert and let you know, so you can decide at that point if you want to back or not. I mean, if you want to donate $5, if you want to buy a $7 PDF, if you want to buy a physical issue, if you want some of the newsprint editions, there's a few nice things on here. All Philbo. All right. I'm going to move on from Papa, and I want to talk about something else. Right now, the Mad Caps is live. The Madcaps is created by DM Ray. It is book 2. It is a D&D fantasy action story. It's based in the Dungeons and Dragons world. DM Ray, Dungeon Master Ray, is a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons. He created these 4 characters of different races in the Dungeons and Dragons world that are best friends that have been away from each other for a long time. They reunite after a long time apart just to find out there is a drug that is causing some serious troubles, including a zombie outbreak. And it's a really different tale for Dungeons and Dragons, while still appreciating the Dungeons and Dragons world. It's 3 issues. This is issue 2. Issue 3 will come out later. There is a catch-up for issue 1. The artwork is done by Victor Medina on the inside, and it looks fantastic with colors by Dan Kemp of Spawn fame, among other things, and letterer Micah Myers, who's professional. So the book looks fantastic. Ray wrote a really good story, and he cares about this. So go check out Madcaps. You can go to Facebook, DM for Dungeon Master Ray. His name is Ray Jameson. To see all his posts, you can also go to Philbo Publishing on Kickstarter. This is on my Philip page, Philip Russert. The other one, Madcaps, is on the Philbo Publishing page on Kickstarter. You can back both. You can back one or the other if one appeals to you and the other doesn't. But please go check out Madcaps and support Ray. He works hard, and he's like a big kid. He's really excited about this. And, I have to tell you, he's a polite Canadian. He's very positive and upbeat, and I'm the old curmudgeon, so it's funny how we interact. But his youthful exuberance is great. It's what we need in comics, and I would hope that you guys would reward that with backing the campaign and checking it out. Okay, so that's Madcaps. So real quick, I want to show you Shaman. Shaman was another one that was a graphic novel format, 110 pages, but unfortunately, I don't have the money to do a $1,500 book. It hasn't launched yet. June 10th, it will launch. I didn't put everything in yet. I'm working on the page. But basically, Shaman is Samuel Boone is a 24-year-old son of a Baptist minister in Alabama. He was born with telekinesis and telepathy, and he uses it to heal people. For example, like he pulls the nicotine out of a smoker's body through the pores, and then he helps telepathically rewire their brains so that they're not codependent. He does it for drug addicts. He's broken up tumors telekinetically and had them pulled out of the body to save cancer patients. He's using his telekinesis and his telepathy in ways that have never been used to heal people, as he feels it's his calling from God, and his father's calling from God. Unfortunately, major pharmaceutical companies are losing money, and they decide they need to get rid of him. So young Samuel Boone, despite his immense power, is up against trained assassins, and he's just a kid, and he's never used his abilities for defense or offense or anything, and he's just a scared kid. So it's written in a realistic way where this kid's on the running away across the country from these assailants, these Mexican cartel assassins, to try to stay alive. And it's his journey as it's a chase. Yeah, kid, pretty much, but nobody. I haven't seen anybody in comics use telekinesis and telepathy like this, really. So he's on the run, and he's got to find a way to survive and get this message out to the world so they know that this pharmaceutical company is doing what they're doing. It's a thrill ride. It's an adventure. I've been told that Papa and Shaman are my best writing yet. I don't know if that's true. I'm kind of biased with everything, but you guys would have to tell me. But I would ask that you sign up for Shaman. I just put up a post with new Keith Williams cover. Sign up, please. Here's the cover from Ruli Akbar. I don't have the Keith Williams cover on the page yet because I'm working on it, but I did post it yesterday or the day before if you want to go take a look. With colors by Fabio. He has a long name, De Silva something. Sorry. Anyway, Here are some pages. Again, George Medina is the letterer, and this is how it starts. And again, great art. Rulli does a great job at facial expressions and getting you to understand what's going on. Very proud of this book as well. And we, like I said, we haven't worked on everything yet, but we got some stuff going on. And I'm sorry, it is Fabio Banderas de Silva is his name, who did the colors, and he does a great job for me. And he's been really solid for me. All right. Also, for those of you who have been following, I have Night issue 7 by Guido Martinez out of Argentina coming next month. That will be launching. And if you've been following Night, we're on issue 7. It's a great urban fantasy tale. It mixes superhero action and fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. It's fun. The artwork is great. The writing is solid. It's a fun action-packed book. It also has the romance of the protagonist and the girl, the female, the superhero that he falls in love with. So it's got everything, and it's been received well. And number 7 is going to launch. So follow Guido Martinez. He's from Argentina, and follow my posts, and you will see Night issue 7. Will you ever do a? You're leaving me hanging, Brett. I'm anticipating with bated breath. That's pretty much what I want to talk about now. We also have Light Warriors coming from Rod Rodolfo soon, as I showed you. We'll get more into that later as we have more details, but that's going to launch later. And then Vanilla Land, which is a manga from a creator in Egypt. And that's a great looking book. We're going to talk more about that. Andrew Henry is the creator of that. A Todd Father comic. Well, give me the plot, man. Tell me the synopsis. Let's get going. So we have that. Philbo is. I'm publishing my own stuff. Arcane Syndicate issue 2 will be out in the fall on the campaign trail there. I do want to follow up with Dynamics 2 and Withered 2. I have so many stories to tell. And we want to do Papa 2 and Shaman 2. And while we're doing that, we're doing all these other books by these other creators, including Apollo coming later this year by Kevin Stewart. So Philbo Publishing is putting out a lot of books. Hey, Vic, I was just mentioning you on Madcaps. How are you? Follow Art of Victor Medina. He does great live streams with guests and talking about art and showing off drawing and art, and he's a phenomenal artist. And pick up the Madcaps because it's his first sequential book, he says. I don't know if I believe him because it looks so damn good that you would think he had been doing it for years. So check out Victor Medina, and go check out his work. Like Ford Fairlane. I like that movie. It was a good movie. I don't know how it would hold up today with the sensitive world, but it was a good movie. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. And I just want to let everybody know I've been only briefly touching on it because I am going to do official press release. Philbo distribution is launching this third quarter. Basically, across North America, Canada, and the United States, we will be putting out a catalog of books. Billy Tucci and She will be distributing with us. We have 2 other well-known publishers that I won't announce yet because it's been a verbal agreement, not contractually, so I won't mention them yet, that are on board. We have a lot of young upcoming publishers like Homebrewed, like Knuckle Supper Studios. Quite a few people will be joining us in distribution. And this is serious. It's real distribution. It's to every store in Canada and the United States. Hopefully they will pick up on this and they will jump on board and they will order, because I think people are starving for new stuff and they want to keep reading comics, but they're tired of the regurgitated things. And these are all professionally done indie books that have had success on crowdfunding, and we want to get them out there. The world should see them, and the little guy should get a shot. So please keep an eye out for Philbo distribution. I ask that you take it seriously. This is not a gimmick. Anybody who knows me knows that if I do it right, I do it professional, I do it well, and I'm going to do it the best it can possibly be. Um, you do it or you don't do it. That's it. And if you do it right, or you go home. Right. So we will have an official press release on that. There'll be more information to come. Small publishers are welcome to reach out to me if you want to know more. The model is very similar to Diamond and Lunar, but it's more creator friendly. So there is a few different things, and store friendly. To be honest with you, it's a little better for stores, I think, what we're doing. But professionals like what they're hearing. They like what I'm doing. A lot of stores are saying they're on board. Um, and I think this could be something really good and something new and something much needed, especially since in April all the books for Diamond, that's it. Diamond's done, and we don't know what's going on because there was a lawsuit, and now they're backed out of the bid, and I don't know if Universal's picking it up. And is Universal going to want to distribute comics, or do they just want the distribution system? Because Diamond owns warehouses all over the country, and probably more than the country, and they have the trucking system, etc. And a lot of times these people are bidding not because they give a damn about comics, but because they just want the infrastructure. So Universal has its own stuff to distribute, and they may just want the infrastructure. So it looks like right now Lunar is the option. Now Lunar with I forgot the name of that company, that small publisher. They're doing their own independent distribution, but it's expensive, and you're not going to walk away making any money with print costs what they are, and the percentage that the distributor takes on top of what that mini distributor, subsidiary publisher distributor is going to take. You can't survive. With Philbo Publishing, you can, and you will, as long as you market right, and you have a quality product that people want to buy. You can succeed, and I want to put you in a position to do so. And I'm just invested because I'm going to be publishing my own books. Anyway, so please keep an eye out for Philbo distribution. I know there may be some people that look at it, whatever, it'll never go anywhere, blah, 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 or it's a hard sell. Sorry, but I don't like no, and I'm not going to be told it's not going to work. I'm going to make it work. It's just who I am, and I don't need to be on Diamond's level. I'm not looking to be a huge distributor. I just want to be a humble, modest, small business owner. I don't have lofty goals like that. My goal is to get my books out there, and if I can bring other people with me and get their books out there, let's do it. And if we can help comic stores thrive because too many have closed, I would love to do that. So talk to your comic stores. Let them know Philbo Publishers coming. I mean, I've already been in contact with all of them, but please feel free to let them know. And there may be some books you really want to see on a monthly basis. I mean, no more waiting 3 to 6 months for Tragedy. You're going to get them every month. Every month it'll be out. Just like your Marvel books, just like your DC books, Tragedy will be on those shelves as an ongoing every single month of the year. And I'm excited about those stories. You're really going to love what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm okay with people sleeping on me. I'm okay with people scoffing or rolling their eyes. It doesn't affect me because I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I may just surprise you. But I think you should jump on board. I really do. I think it would be a good thing for everybody to take it seriously and jump on board. But that's up to you. Hindsight is always one hell of a bitch. Anyway, yes, Victor is awesome. He's a really nice guy, very talented artist. I mean, he's a great colorist too. Not just his line work and everything, but his colors. He's a really talented guy. And he seems really humble from what I know of him, and just a really nice dude. Anyway, so support your local Kickstarters. Of course, enjoy your Skybound and Dynamite and all these big publishers, because you know what? We need comics to thrive. And Dynamite's got some great licenses now with the Hanna-Barbera stuff and everything. And you know, Mad Cave has great licenses now with Gotchaman and Flash Gordon, Dick Tracy. You know, and Skybound with the Transformers and GI Joe. It's great stuff, and it's what makes the comic world go round. So please go support, absolutely. But I would ask, while you're giving love to the Coffin Comics and Dynamite Comics and those bigger publishers, maybe once in a while just go help out the little guy, because you might actually find a really good book. All right. Papa is live right now. I hope you guys didn't get bored in the last 40 minutes, or if you watch later. Thanks for those who did come out and hang out. But I would ask that you please go support Papa. The $2,000 goal, I'm going to be honest with you, I'll have to pay for shipping out of my own pocket, which is fine. I'll do what I have to do. But if we could maybe get to 3,000, I would be able to at least not have to pay out of pocket for chapter 1, and maybe have $100 or $200 or whatever left towards chapter 2. It really, not that my desires or needs should matter one bit to anybody, but I really would love to get this book out. I don't care about making money. I just want to fulfill a promise to my dad, and I want to get the book out there. And I really think people will like the story. All right, so support the passion projects, not the money grabs, is I guess what I would say, if you could. I mean, you spend your money on what you want, but somehow I think you'll get more fulfillment and satisfaction out of the passion projects if you're just willing to give them a chance. All right. Hey, Ryan, what's going on? Ryan Permison has his own show, and I've been a guest on a few times. Really cool dude. Great at pop culture. The guy can give you references up to yin yang and quotes, especially with movies. Go check out what Ryan's doing. He's even now graduated to emceeing panels at conventions. So go check out what Ryan's doing. Join his YouTube channel. Help get his numbers up. I think he broke 1,000 easily, right? But keep going. So, sign up, hit the bell, subscribe, and support guys like Ryan, who really are passionate about this pop culture world that we live in. So check out Ryan, and go check out his page, Ryan Permison, Permison. It's not permission, it's Permison, and I hope I pronounced it right. If I didn't, you can yell at me later. All right. Support all these guys like Victor, who's a great artist, and Ryan, who's a podcaster. Matthew Cole, support him. He has a wonderful children's book that is good for all ages. If you want to if your kid's stubborn and doesn't want to read, you can get them into reading by sitting down with them and picking up Matthew's book and reading it with your kids. He's with Keen Spot, I believe. Just good stuff to introduce your kids to comics, introduce them to reading, and even spend some quality time with them. Guys like Matthew are much needed in this industry, because we need books that kids can read, that they'll enjoy. So yeah, I mentioned Charles before. There's just so many people to shout out that really deserve a good look at. And even if they're doing well, we'd always love to do more and better. So please check them out. Of course, Matthew, anytime. I don't know if you've ever come on my shows, but drop links to whatever you're doing. Hey, Len, another great artist. Drop links to whatever you're doing, whether it's campaigns, your website to buy books. I don't care. It's about the community. You can all drop in. It's funny that everybody's coming in now after I ranted for 45 minutes about my Philbo publishing stuff. But yeah, Len Danovich is a really good artist, especially if you like horror. And he's leveled up even more recently. So anybody wants to drop links or let everybody know where you're going to be, the next convention you're going to be at, please let us know. Drop your links in the chat. I'm happy for you to do that. And there you go. Philbo distribution coming soon. Papa is live now. If you could please support that. It's really more of an emotional thing for me than a monetary thing. Just want to fulfill my promise to my dad. Shaman is coming in June. Night number 7 is coming next month. Madcaps is live right now. Keith Williams. Yeah, Keith is a friend of ours. He might not want to admit that, but he's a friend of ours. Anyway, so support all of these wonderful indie creators. There's something for everybody, whether it's an all ages family book by Matthew Cole, really cool pop culture podcast by Ryan Permison, great art, especially if you're a horror fan, by Len Danovich, crime noir story by Charles W. Morgan with Cold Cutter. If you love art in general, comic art, etc., Victor Medina, there's just so much. There's so much stuff, and so many great people and talented people that maybe you didn't know about, but hopefully now you do. Go check them out. And don't forget Philbo Publishing. All right. I'm going to leave you with what I always leave you with, because I'm going to go watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer with my kids and my wife. Be legendary and have fun storming the castle.